sure did.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't know what happened there, but I got turned off, so I'm turning back on. Okay, we're talking about the natural solutions to prescription and over-the-counter medicines for overactive stomach. When Facebook does that to me, it just makes me crazy. So y'all I apologize. So hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid is the same pH. I think it's like a 5, okay, which is very, very high on the acid level. But you need acid to dissolve the food particles. You don't want to have over acid or producing too much acid, but at the same time, you don't want to have under acid. Now, this is what most people don't know. Over acid and under acid, you're going to have the same symptom, which is acid indigestion, or GERD, which stands for, I don't remember, but it's some kind of abbreviation for acid indigestion, okay? So, gastroesophageal reflux disease. Yeah, something like that. Okay, yeah, I'm getting prompted over here. You can tell this is a live broadcast, right? So, the most inexpensive thing that you can buy are antacids. So here are your over-the-counter names: Tums, Maalox, Rolaids, Mylanta, right? So the purpose is to neutralize the acid in your stomach. The active ingredient is calcium carbonate, but you've got inactive ingredients. I'm just going to read to you what these inactive ingredients are. Sucrose, cornstarch, talc, mineral oil. That doesn't sound good. Natural and artificial flavors, adipic acid, sodium polyphosphate. I should have practiced this. Red 40 lake, yellow 6 lake, FD and C yellow 5 lake, which is tartrazine, and blue 1 lake. So these are all your artificial ingredients that are in there, right? Side effects include increased blood calcium, hypersensitivity, vomiting, mental impairment, malaise, and confusion. Okay? So, who has time to be confused when you take an antacid after dinner, right? You can get the oral suspensions. These are the liquid ones, and your most famous one is your Pepto-Bismol, and all of us are like in our head going, stomach upset, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. All right? So this coats the esophagus and the stomach. It uses bismuth subsilicate, okay, benzoic acid, flavor, magnesium, aluminum silicate. Now, aluminum silicate is what? It is a neurotoxin. Aluminum is a heavy metal. You don't want to be putting aluminum in your body, right? Methylcellulose, red 22, red 28, saccharin. So what is saccharin, right? Saccharin's not something that you want to have. Salicylic acid, sodium salicylate, sorbic acid, and water. Now, the side effects to this would be severe allergic reactions, rashes, hives, itching, difficulty breathing, tightness in the chest, swelling of the mouth, the face, the lips, or the tongue, fever, hearing loss, ringing in the ears, and severe constipation and vomiting. So, that's not something that we really want to have, right? Don't want to do that. The next group of prescriptions, these are prescriptions, but you can get this over the counter as well. They are histamine type receptor antagonists, and what that means is it will block the histamine reaction in the stomach. So you've got your Pepcid AC and your Xanax. So what that does is it reduces stomach acid indirectly by preventing the activation of acid production. So if your body is taking a medication that is telling it to stop producing acid, right, then we've got a problem, because the brain is going to tell the stomach, you need to produce acid because you've got this big meal coming down, and so it's going to cause this acid rebound effect, which is why it says in the patient insert, not to take it for longer than 30 days. Okay, so that's just something to be aware of. So it has in it F, D, and C yellow 6, aluminum lake. Again, that aluminum, which is a toxic component there. Magnesium stearate, microcrystalline cellulose, titanium dioxide. Again, titanium is what? It's a heavy metal, right? And yellow iron oxide. Now, I'm pretty sure that yellow iron oxide is not biodegradable, okay, or bioavailable. So you need to see how that's working with you. So these are some of the side effects here. Constipation, headache, diarrhea are common side effects. Some side effects that are less common, but people do have them, muscle and joint pain, blurred vision, and hair loss, right? Nobody has time for that. Hair loss, not a fan. Absolutely not a fan of that. So you want to make sure if you're taking these things, you're not having these side effects, that you might want to look at something different. Then the most common ones are your protein pump inhibitors, and that would be your Prilosec, your Prevacid, and your Nexium. Remember the commercials for the little purple pill, right? So protein pump inhibitors reduce stomach acid by deactivating the acid production directly. So again, you're taking a medication that tells the stomach not to do what the stomach is designed to do. So what you're going to do is you're going to have the brain override what the stomach is doing, and you're going to have that rebound acid effect. So it's not a good thing, right? It's just not a good thing. Lots of additional ingredients in this one. You've got your hydroxypropyl cellulose, your, can't even say these words, sugar spheres, talc. Why would you take talc? What is talc? Talc is chalk. Okay, you know how you write on your blackboard, but it's back to school season, you write with chalk? Chalk is made out of talc. Why would you need that? Well, because it absorbs the extra acid, right? But it's not something that is a food choice. So you need to just be aware of that. Now, the common side effects are diarrhea, vomiting, nausea, headaches, rash, and dizziness, right? So this is not a complete list of the side effects, but it is a partial list. These are the ones that most people are looking at that. So we have several products here in the clinic. We've got some acid neutralizers, which are plant-based. They're lozenges that you just dissolve in your mouth, and it will stop the acid producing mechanism that's in the body. Also, we've got a product called Gastro, and what that does is it soothes the mucosal lining with herbal and antioxidant support to encourage more complete digestion. So it has herbs in it, it has enzymes in it, it has antioxidants in it, and you know what? There is no side effect that has ever been reported with this product. So is baking soda better to take? That is an option. You can take baking soda and you can dissolve it in a little bit of water and you can drink that, but you want to make sure that there's no aluminum in the baking soda. So you've got to not just buy baking soda at the grocery store, you've got to make sure that it says on there no aluminum, because why? Aluminum is a neurotoxin, right? We want to make sure that we don't use deodorants that have aluminum chlorhydrate in them. Why? Because it is a neurotoxin and it clogs your pores, and the lymph glands cannot do what they're supposed to do, which is to have the phagocytes and the macrophages, right? Have them eat up all the junk that's in the body. So we want to make sure that we cooperate with the body and not harm the body. So that's what we want to do. Now I'm going to go over, because the first video that we did, Facebook didn't like it. So I'm going to go over what we started with, which is what we told you we were going to start with. And this is the essential oil blend. and the name of it is Rutavala, okay? We said this earlier, but like I said, that video kind of crashed and burned, so we're going to say this again. Hey, Alice, thanks for rejoining. I'm sorry we got kicked off. The Rutavala has 3 different essential oils in it. It has rue in it, it has valerian root in it, and it also has the lavender in it. Now, as we said before, the makers of this essential oil blend is Young Living, and they're very good about putting on their product description that this is an essential oil that you do not want to give to children, okay? And that's true. I had a patient that contacted me yesterday that said that somebody had recommended for her to give this blend to her child, and this child was on a specific kind of medication that interferes with the central nervous system. Anytime you're working with the central nervous system, you don't want to have an essential oil and a medication that is fighting each other, okay? So, on the product information with the medication, it does say that the valerian root oil should not be used with SSRI drugs. Now, your SSRI are your antidepressants and that kind of thing, okay? Thanks, Daniel, for tuning in. I appreciate that. So, this particular child was on medications, wasn't SSRI specifically, but the medication does interfere with the central nervous system. So the mom was looking for something natural and alternative that she could be using to help her child. Now, while the child is still on the medication, this particular blend would not be good because the valerian root is a very heavy hitter and it crosses the blood-brain barrier. So with a child, we don't want to do that, and so this is not a good fit for that child. If you are a woman who is trying to conceive, right, rue is a plant that will cause spontaneous miscarriage. So you need to just make sure that if you're taking this essential oil blend, you want to make sure that you're not trying to conceive because it can actually cause you to have a spontaneous miscarriage. Part of the materials that we have here in the clinic, there are certain herbs and essential oils that should not be used by pregnant women or by women that are trying to conceive, and rue is one of those. Now, we do know of practitioners, of herbalists that have given women rue, a tincture of rue, like you would use the morning after pill if you were taking medication. And so really this is a very strong herb and it will cause a fetus to be aborted. So we need to be very, very careful. So what I want to leave you with on this discussion is make sure when you're on medications that you run any essential oil therapy by your medical doctor. Okay, it's very, very important. Essential oils are very powerful. They're very good. They can be used as medicines, but we need to make sure that we use them appropriately. So this particular blend, again, has valerian root in it, which is very, very powerful with the blood-brain barrier, and you might not want to have that if you're taking these other medications. Rue, you definitely don't want to have if you're of childbearing age and you want to conceive. Lavender, of course, is very, very safe, and so we can really recommend that. But this particular blend, just think twice, especially if you are giving that to your children. So I see Jenny is on the line. Thanks for watching. And I'm not sure how much time we have. We have about 5 minutes. So if anybody has any questions, go ahead and type the questions there. We want to make sure that you are digesting your food properly. We want to make sure that you're getting all of the nutrition out of your food. I went out to dinner with some ladies on Tuesday night. We do our little widows thing, and I haven't been able to join them for a long time, but I was able to do that on Tuesday. And I was telling the staff yesterday that because I have been doing some really, really clean eating, and I had ordered a triple dipper appetizer. So if you know what that is, you know where I went, right? Normally, I would get the Southwest egg rolls, and I would get the mozzarella cheese sticks, and I would get the potato skins, right? These are some things that just like, these are all healthy foods. Well, they don't have the mozzarella anymore. Okay, I know they're all fried. They are all fried. Yes, that's a no-no, but yeah, they are all fried. Anyway, the Southwest chicken egg rolls, Southwest egg rolls were great. They don't have potato skins as a choice anymore, so I got the chicken crispers, and they tasted like plastic. And they didn't have the mozzarella cheese, and they had like cheddar nuggets. Did not taste like food at all. So my friends who were with me, who are watching this video, will say, well, I wondered why she didn't eat her food. And that's why. I didn't eat my food, because that was not real food. So when we eat food that is not real food, it really, really messes up with our digestion. I know, Jenny's laughing. Jenny's laughing because she was sitting right beside me. I don't know if she thought that I was like not hungry or what, but it was just like, I kept trying to see if I could bypass the taste, and I just couldn't. I mean, sometimes you just know too much, and you just don't want to have, you know, a lot of cheese product. When you're looking at cheese product is not real cheese. You know, there's a lot of mineral oil. There's a lot of other things in there that we don't want to have in there. Okay, so just saying. So a takeaway from this is that if you have antacid problems, right, then you want to look for something natural. We've got several things that you can choose from. Also, if you're following our Facebook Live, you can go back and look at some things on enzyme therapy. We've got our radio program. We've been talking about enzyme therapy, digestive enzymes, and proteolytic enzymes. So we're trying to do everything that we can do to encourage you to do what you need to do with your body, with your herbs, your supplements, and using your essential oils the right way. So I'm going to say goodbye for now. Thanks, Angie, for joining. I see that you just joined us. Thanks for joining. If you have any questions, always feel free to ask, and we'll deal with those next week. And it's a pleasure talking to you, and you guys have a great weekend. Back to school coming up. Take care.